The work was hard. Long hours on construction sites, dealing with contractors and inspectors, learning to read blueprints and manage budgets. But I was good at it. Really good. Worked hard, showed up early, stayed late, volunteered for the difficult projects nobody else wanted, got promoted twice in 4 years, and by age 28, I was making $78,000 as a project manager overseeing commercial building projects worth millions of dollars. Bought my own condo when I was 26, saved up a down payment over 3 years, qualified for the mortgage on my own, furnished it myself from Craigslist and IKEA, started building actual savings for the first time in my life, putting away 10% of every paycheck religiously. Everything I had, I'd earned. Nothing was handed to me, nothing was given. Every single thing I owned came from my own work and sacrifice. Meanwhile, Vanessa bounced between part-time jobs and creative pursuits like a pinball, tried being a photographer for 6 months, bought $3,000 worth of equipment on my parents' credit card, took maybe 20 paid photo sessions total before deciding it wasn't her passion, then became a social media manager for a few months, which seemed to consist mostly of posting on Instagram and calling it work. Then she got into making artisan candles, convinced she'd found her calling. My parents funded a whole setup in their basement, professional equipment, supplies, even a website. She made about 12 candles before getting bored, then decided she wanted to be a yoga instructor. So, my parents paid for her certification course in California, $1,500 plus airfare and accommodation for the month-long intensive training. None of it stuck. None of it made real money. Every venture failed within months, sometimes weeks, but my parents funded every pivot, every new interest, every business venture that inevitably crashed and burned. They called it supporting her journey of self-discovery. I called it enabling a perpetual teenager. She lived rent-free in their finished basement apartment that they'd renovated specifically for her, 900 square FT with a full kitchen, bathroom, separate entrance. Basically an apartment that would rent for $1,200 a month anywhere else. Drove the car they bought her after she totaled the first one. Used the credit card they paid off every month without question. At 26 years old, she'd never paid a utility bill, never worried about health insurance, never experienced the anxiety of wondering if you'd have enough money to cover an unexpected expense. Never had that moment of panic when your check engine light comes on and you have to choose between fixing your car and eating properly for the next 2 weeks. The resentment built slowly over years. I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me.